Welcome back. Joining us virtually right now is local CPA Jeromy Bourque. He joins us. Jeromy, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Oh, happy to help.
So, okay, we're talking about this kind of viral video that was surfacing on TikTok about people writing their dogs off on their taxes. Is that a thing? Can people really do that?
So, I mean, in particular, the video was talking about businesses, so
Yeah.
I'll target that, right? There are, for personal reasons, there are some potential for a medical cost. And we've covered that before, but I can go into depth in that in a different segment. But for this video, they were talking specifically about business owners deducting the cost of their dogs as security dogs.
Okay.
And you know, one of the weird things about our jobs is that the tax code doesn't really tell you what you can deduct and what you cannot. There are special exemptions where they say you cannot deduct, you know, X, Y, Z, but everything else is what's ordinary and necessary for your business. Because every business is different, right?
Yeah.
Like as a CPA firm, an insurance firm, a law firm, we don't need security dogs. We don't have any cash lying around. You know, our biggest assets are computers and, you know, information like social security numbers, things like that. No one's breaking in to steal those things. They're breaking in through hacking, right? So for my business, there would be no reason to have a necessary or ordinary to have a security dog, right?
Yeah.
So really what matters and how we find out if these things are allowable or not are really looking into tax court rulings, where a taxpayer is challenged for these things. Most of the ones I've seen have been rejected. And that's likely because it was a Chihuahua, you know, that was their dog, and it was mostly at home and no proof it had ever been to the office, things like that. But I can talk about some ways where, you know, in situations where you could deduct your dog.
Yeah.
And I'll first say talk to your CPA because it really matters about your particular business. But if you're in a high crime area and your type of business has a lot of assets on hand that, you know, have potential to be burglarized, like cash, jewelry, things like that. And making sure that dog is adequately trained and you have proof of that training for its role in security. The type of dog, right? Again, not a Chihuahua or, you know, Schnauzer like myself. A dog that could provide some security. Making sure you're tracking the hours and expenses. And when it comes to deducting those expenses, making sure that you're being reasonable in deducting some, but treating some as personal. Because the IRS will come after you for, you know, being 100% of it being for business, and obviously he's going to do some numbers and be an easy target for the IRS to come after. So definitely make sure you're bifurcating what's personal versus what's business expenses for. Those expenses, or just portion, right? Food, if they're at the office 40% of the time, only deduct 40% of the food.
Well, Jeromy, we are out of time, but how can people at home contact you if they have any questions?
They can give us a call, 337-362-5005, or they can reach me by email, Jeromy@jbourquecpa, or go to our websites or any of our social media platforms.
As always, thank you so much for stopping by every Monday with some tax tips for our viewers. Everything you need if you want to rewatch this will be on our website, kadn.com, but let's go ahead and take a look outside with Adam Olivier.